Welcome back to Greyhack. In the last episode, we got enough reputation. As you can see here in settings, user, click on our username. We can see that we got enough reputation, level 1, to be able to try out the corrupt data mission. So that is what we will be doing in this episode. So we go into the hack shop, check out the jobs, and as you can see here, the corrupt data mission requires reputation 1, which we just managed to get. So the client wants the remote machine to stop working. Be careful, since the administrator will want to know who was responsible. That just means that we need to remove the logs to make sure nobody can figure out who crashed their system. So we have accepted that mission, and you can see here what IP the target or victim is and what LAN IP we need to take down. So as usual, we start off by opening the admin monitor. Next order of business is to use the Nmap to check out the server. So let's grab this IP right here. And then Nmap it. And it's a SSH 7.8 server. I don't think we will be able to hack this, to be honest. It's too high version, right? So the SSH guess, what, 7.7, I think? Yep, 7.7, that's not enough. And unless the SSH nuke just got updated, we won't be able to use that either. No. So unfortunately for us, this mission cannot be completed at this moment, and we have to wait until a 7.8 or higher exploit, SSH exploit, is made available. So let's go into the jobs again and pick another corrupt data mission. I mean, it's fine that we can't hack this, since we can just, accept as many missions as we like. So the new IP, like the instructions are the same, but there's a new IP now. And we just do the same thing to that. And much more luck here. It's the... It has to be either a non-port forwarded system or the HTTP system. If it is the FTP system, then that is a bug, or the game has not been configured properly yet, so you can't use the reboot command on FTP servers, and the reboot command is needed to shut down a server. So let's hope it's not the FTP server, because then we need to pick yet another corrupt mission. What we do is we use the shell web, since it's an HTTP server, and we use that on the IP. And some tracing us, as you can see here, admin started active trace, which means that we have about 100 seconds until, there we go, 100 seconds remaining until we are caught. What we will have to do is we will have to go into the var and delete our shell obtained, and then exit. And now the active trace was cancelled, and the passive trace cannot be started since we deleted our shell log. So let's log in again and see if they... I want to restart this as well, just to keep it clean. Easier to notice when something happens there. So let's log in there again and see if... Let's see here. So we go PS. The admin is still there, but this time he didn't notice us. So we go into var and delete our shell obtain log, and then we do the if config. And as you can see, the LAN address on the system we're on is 2, which is the LAN IP of the indicated target. Another thing we can do just to check out the system is to use the browser router trick, and it's probably a 1, isn't it? Yes, it is. It's a 1.1, and see that the FTP server, which is the port 21, is on the same server as the HTTP port. So it's the same computer or machine behind those two ports. That's just something interesting to keep in mind. So what we will do now is we will... Thankfully, the admin is not as aggressive this time, so he's letting us sit here in his system. What we will do this time is we will remove the boot folder, or at least some of the files in the boot folder. It was a long time ago since I played one of these systems, so I'm not entirely sure which file is responsible for the corruption. But I think if we delete the kernel, maybe, and then reboot the system, we will have crashed it. So let's try that. Since I want to do this, or like play this as a experiment, I will be... yeah, guest is fine. Putting a copy of the boot folder in guest as a backup. So that way I will be able to check which of the boots is necessary for a successful corruption of the system. I would imagine it's just one of them. So let's see if anything happened in here. No, nothing. It's fine. So next up, we will look at the... Let's go into main folder and see if we have access to the boot. We have read and execute access, but not write access. So we going to boot. See here, boot that, and we cannot remove any of these files unless we become a root. So like we did previously, one easy way to get root access is to grab the root credentials, copy them, and put them on a file on our own system, and then just decipher like this, and then we use sudo to gain root access like this, and we have root access. So now we are able to delete these files. So the one I think could be the important file is the kernel. So let's try removing the kernel. And when you do this, you have to make sure that you remove the log that was made. So here is a deleted file. And if you don't remove that file, you will be caught. So that's very important when you do these missions. Next up, we will do the reboot. And if this was successful, we should be able to reply and get confirmation. So let's test if it's the kernel.img file. And this customer is satisfied with our job, so I guessed correctly. When you want to do the corrupt data mission, you simply go into the boot folder, get root access, and delete the kernel.img file. So that's pretty much it. The only missions we have left now is the hosting service mission, and its corresponding mission that is created. So these missions are hosted and then played by players, but I will go into more depth in the next episode when we try that out. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time.